So, because of the stay-at-home order, they closed fiddle. So now I have to find some other place to practice piano. I think I have an idea of where to find one. And this is going to be the first exercise I do in, 3 weeks? Okay, we're here. Now let's see if we can actually get in. Aha, it still works. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I think I know where the practice rooms are. Okay, so... here it is. Yes, it works. Ooh. Not too bad. So as you can see, I am currently in a practice room. Not the usual practice room, but a slightly more shoddy practice room. As you can see by the slightly out of tune piano. So since this channel is about documenting my life and stuff, a very large part of my life is actually just practicing. And I didn't include that in any of the previous videos because, practicing is just kind of boring. So I think what I'm going to try to do today is to give you a kind of interesting rundown of how I practice. So let's jump right into it. You haven't warmed up yet. What? Okay, fine. Always start by warming up. Where even is my... Actually, I haven't warmed up in so long that I can't even find where my warm-up exercises are. Shh. If you're searching for good warm-up exercises, try the hand and finger exercises. There are about 113 pages of pure gymnastics for your fingers. Your fingers will probably fall off if you try to play the whole thing through, but it will be worth it. Oh, you're wondering why I'm checking my watch. It's not because I'm waiting for the time to pass so I can stop practicing. It's because I'm starting and stopping the recording with my watch. That's all. Now we can start working on the pieces. No. What now? What about scales? You haven't practiced scales yet. Okay. Always practice scales before you start. You can also find them in the hand and book. Now we can start. Let's try that again. Ah, you know what I'm forgetting? Practicing slowly. See? Much better. You know, it really annoys me when there's a lot of jumping back and forth like this. It's like pretending you have a third hand when you, like, don't. That does not sound right. Ah. One semitone makes a difference. That took me 2 bars and a half to find this note. I did it again. Let's move on to the next section. You know, they really could have put this in any other key signature. I mean, okay, I guess you can argue that over here they did kind of have this little cadence on F sharp major, but you know, you have a nice little chromatic thing over there. You know, you go, you literally could have gone anywhere but F sharp major. So this part is supposed to sound ethereal. Okay, I take back what I said about the F sharp major. Let's do a little harmonic analysis here because this part is actually really interesting. And for those of you who don't want to hear me babble on about technical musical stuff, you can skip the next minute or two. So let's look at this here. We have a 3 chord right in the beginning that goes to a 1, which is, I guess, unconventional. But then again, this is very late romantic music. And here we have an anticipation of this sonority over here, which is technically the 5 of your F sharp major. But that 5 does not resolve and goes to a 6. Starting around here, we can start seeing this whole bracket over here as the cadential motion to finally end up on your D sharp minor. If we start analyzing in D sharp minor here, then this would be a 4, and this we treat as a passing chord. This is a 4 again, and after we skip this passing chord, we get to finally to the 5. So after some uncertainty here in this bar, you finally tonicize. And here, of course, is your 1. And what's even more interesting is that this D here is anticipated. I'm holding my phone with my left hand, so I can't really play the left hand, but you can see that this D sharp is anticipated here. Just for an idea of what it sounds like, these first 2 bars are arguably in the major key. And now, here we start going into the minor area of these two bars. And everything here is in root position. If you look at the bass line, that's why I'm not writing inversion numbers. Everything is in root position. So this second time through is really interesting because he does exactly the same thing in the beginning. But then suddenly over here, and then he goes back to normal. Now what did he do there that suddenly kind of like opened up your world? What was that? So here's what it is. So let's take a look at this. Over here, we can see that, again, this line is where you start going to the minor key. So instead of going right to the end to this C double sharp, what you have here is an E natural. And what does this E natural mean? Because think about it. If you're in D sharp minor, E natural is your flat second. So a chord built on the flat second of your key is called the Neapolitan. Now, most of the time in classical music, your Neapolitan would be in your first inversion. That's what you call a Neapolitan 6. But here, this Neapolitan is in root position, which makes it even more interesting. Because then in the bass, you get this very strong motion, this very strong downward fifth motion that makes it just pop out at you. Now I can go on and on about the harmonically interesting details in this piece, but I am here to practice, so let's keep practicing. Ah, another one of these. Okay. You know what's worse than one of those little downward scale things? What's worse is when you suddenly switch to F sharp major at the beginning of one of those things. Well, that wasn't too bad. Oh, that's clever. I thought it finished in the second inversion of B major, and I was very weirded out by it. But then I realized that's what those little grace notes were doing. See, without these grace notes, the lowest note would be here. Now that doesn't sound like a good ending, but now you have your tonic at the base. Cool. Okay, so I think that's enough practicing for today. I did practice more than like what's then the length of this video, so don't worry, I didn't just like sit here for like a few minutes and then leave. I actually did practice. So during this period of time when you don't have much to do at home anyways, you might as well practice an instrument if you play an instrument. And if you don't, learn an instrument. Okay, now time to get back to my dorm. So I went down 2 flights of stairs instead of going up 2 flights of stairs. So now I have to go up 4 flights of stairs. Okay, I am now back in my room, and hopefully I did not get coronavirus from that piano. So I think I'm going to keep making this type of practicing videos and make it into a series. And in the next one, I am going to be trying to tackle one of the most difficult pieces written for piano. So stay tuned for that. And now I'm going to go edit this video. So I will see you on your computer screen. Wait, no, that sounded weird. You know what I mean.